all around the sides. Then, using a smoker, puff around the sides on the hive, then introduce smoke inside the hive gradually. Slowly, you introduce smoke inside the hive. Are you seeing what these people are doing where these pictures are?
Yeah.
Is it the person is putting on protective gear and is holding a smoker. He has opened the top bar covers and is spraying inside. Is gradually puffing smoke into the hive to make these bees docile such that he has the ability to collect the honey. And then the other continuation says, on sensing danger, the bees inside the hive suck a lot of honey and thus become docile. They suck a lot of honey, meaning they take it into their bodies and they become very docile. They will not sting you anymore. You will enjoy harvesting the honey in that way. So the other point says, remove the hive top cover. You remove the upper cover, just like how the gentleman is doing on the picture there. And then the last point says, systematically remove the top bars each in turn and check for the comb formation. You have to check how are the combs formed when you're opening one by one. Is this page okay?
Yes.
Yes, master.
Okay, Sylvia, read for us this page. After the other, this is just a continuation of still harvesting. Yes, please.
Scrap off the bees from the combs with use of a hive tool. If the comb is bright in color, then it contains honey, but if it is dark colored, then it has brood. If the comb has honey, cut it using a hive tool and leave a small length, in bracket 2.5 centimeter, still attached to the bar and placed back. This will serve as an orientation line for a new comb. Place the cut comb in a clean container. Leave some honeycombs for the bees. Work gently and smoothly, not to upset and kill bees. After taking all the combs, replace the top cover to its normal position. Carry the containers out of reach of bees, still buzzing around.
All right, thank you. So after the last point here, removing the top bar, now you have the ability to access inside the hive. What happens next is scrub off the bees from the combs with the use of a hive tool. Yeah, but this person wasn't using a hive tool. The person was just rubbing it on the covers of the top bar. And he started removing the honeycombs one by one. Okay, but if you lift up the honeycomb and you see it bright in color, then it contains honey. But if it is dark in color, it means they are brood inside. There are young bees inside, and the eggs are also there. So that one is not good for consumption. You just leave it there, such that the young bees grow and develop. If the comb has honey, cut it using a hive tool and leave a small length of 2.5 since still attached to the bar and place back. This simply means you don't have to remove everything from the hive. Leave some, because that little that you leave will attract a new colony to occupy inside the hive. And then the other point says, place the cut comb in a clean container. When you get the comb, put it, if you go with your clean bucket, put the combs inside and you take them to the place of processing. After that, leave some honeycombs for the bees. Don't remove everything. Don't go there and you get excited and you say, yeah, today I've got these bees. And then you remove everything. Bees will abscond or they will swarm away from that area. So the other point says, work gently and smoothly, not to upset and kill bees. Don't go there and you be rude. If you see that the bees are already docile, don't kill them. Some of you go there, then you be like, yeah, I want to get all the honey, and then you create an environment which is not favorable. Which is not favorable. So the other point says, after checking all the combs, replace the top cover to its normal position. It means that you have to cover it back the way you found it without antagonizing it. Okay?
Yes.
The point says, carry the containers out of reach of bees still buzzing around. Don't allow the bees to access the honeycombs you have put in your bucket. Take it away because they can easily attack you. Okay?
Yes.
Is this page clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
So here we are going to look at the other, we have been covering how to harvest honey. So now we have got the honey itself. What happens next? What makes up honey, if you ask yourself? And what are the uses of honey? Becky, read for us. What are the compositions of honey?
Composition of honey. Honey sugars, 95 to 99% of honey dry matter. Water content, acids, minerals, e.g. chlorine, sodium and calcium, magnesium and potassium. Then this botanical word. Maybe sir, you'll help me read that one. Then water insoluble solids, suspended wax particles, insects, vegetable debris, and pollen grains.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
What is this hydroxymethylphenol?
That one is part of the chemicals that make up honey. It is produced by the bees in that process of making honey. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just like the acids. These are components which you find inside the nectar.
Okay.
Yes, please. And the water is got from the swamps around, from the water bodies around. That's why when you're establishing an apiary, you should have water available. And then pollen grains, that one is easier to understand. It's from flowers, water insoluble solute, suspended, wax, meaning we have wax. And then debris, vegetables. Vegetable simply means the grass, the what which this, when these bees fly, they are able to land on different plants. So sometimes they come with soil, which is the debris, and then they come even with some parts of the plants as they are collecting the nectar. So we are read for us the uses of honey.
Okay. Food to humans as sweetener or eaten directly. Health benefits are derived from feeding on honey, e.g. for respiratory diseases, gastric ulcers, skin and wound healing. Honey helps with recovering from alcohol intoxication. Raw material in baked products, confectionery, milk products. Honey is used in tobacco, meat, cosmetic industry.
Okay, that is good. Thank you. So there are different ways you have used the honey in your homes or in your community. Some of you have eaten it as food to humans, as a sweetener, or it is eaten direct. Health benefits are also derived from feeding on honey. For example, people who have respiratory diseases, gastric ulcers that affect the stomach. Some of you are advised to take it. For smoothening the skin, some of you ladies like Becky, have you ever smeared yourself with honey?
Yes.
Becky?
Нет.
No.
Okay, but at least you have
What
heard
about
that.
they are using?
Leave me alone.
Okay, so most of the people use the honey for smoothing their skins and also for healing wounds. It is a specific honey component which is included into the medicines which they give people who have gotten serious accidents. Quick is healing. And another point says honey helps with recovering from alcohol intoxication. If you start taking honey, you gradually recover. If your whole body has been intoxicated with too much alcohol, you can easily recover back your health slowly and gradually. Honey is a raw material. When you are baking, like baking biscuits, sweets, okay, you include honey into the products. And then the last point says honey is used in tobacco, meat, and cosmetic industries. Okay. In cosmetics, with that smearing oil you use is a component of honey. In meat, when they are packaging, they can include in some. And then for the case of tobacco, people who smoke, when they become intoxicated so much, they give them that ability to take some honey to make sure that their health is not disturbed. Okay. Is this page clear, Savior?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Okay, let us see what we have on the next page. How to process honey. How do we process honey? Number one. Savior, you read the first one.
Sieving method. The honey comes a crust placed in a muslin cloth, put on container and left for several hours. The hand drips through the muslin cloth into a container, leaving the combs with wask on the cloth. The hand is then collected and made an scum out. Then, second method is heat method. The hand combs are put in a container, which is then immersed inside another container with water being heated. The combs are heated, causing hand to melt. The hand is placed in a clean container and left to cool. After cooling, any wask found floating on the honey is removed. Then honey extractor used in large-scale honey extraction. Crushed honeycombs are placed in a centrifugal extractor, which is 18 operated either manual or mechanically. The high centrifugal force extracts honey from the comb.
Okay, thank you. I believe we had discussed this page in the previous lesson.
Yes, we have.
Does it need more light, or we can skip it?
We can skip it.
Okay. So here is our assignment, which concludes our topic on beekeeping. Okay. And I request you kindly to attempt this assignment and forward it for marking. Is it
Okay,
okay?
Master.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything you feel we should do, redigest from the word apiculture up to where we have reached? Yes.
For me, no.
Xavier, is there anything?
You can go ahead.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Teacher, my assignment, he didn't send it to me.
The one you sent?
I mean the one for
This is
senior
Akelo
3.
speaking.
Who is this?
This is Akelo speaking to you.
Yes, Akelo.
Teacher, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Teacher, I didn't receive the assignment.
The assignment is attached in your work.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so back to class. Today we are going to cover a new topic. Just like how we had agreed last time, we agreed that we are going to study about fish farming. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. So fish farming simply is an enterprise under animal production. Under animal production, we have fish farming, we have beekeeping, we have poultry, we have piggery, we have cattle production. Those are major subtopics which are covered under animal.
Yes.
So today we are going to look at fish farming, and is as easy as the previous one. Okay, so you should not get scared. Let's look at the new terminologies, the new words. Becky, read for us the first 4.
The first one is pisciculture, aquaculture practice involving finned fish. The second is extensive aquaculture, that's managed aquaculture dependent on local natural settings such as a pond. Then intensive aquaculture, managed aquaculture controlled through human engineered means such as managing water quality and food sources. The fourth one is fish farm, location used to grow population of aquatic organisms, primary species.
All right, thank you. So pisciculture, this is a culture which this is a practice which involves keeping or rearing of finned fish that has the fins. Okay, because not all fish has fins. Extensive aquaculture is a managed aquaculture which depends on natural resources or natural setting, such as a pond. A pond, you just put you dig a ditch, you put the water, put the fish, you don't put their food. It will eat the snails which are there, it will eat the frogs, the flying insects. Okay, that is natural setting. Intensive aquaculture, it's a managed aquaculture controlled through man-engineered means, such as managing water quality. You always change the color, change the amount of water. If the water becomes dirty, you change. Okay, meaning you have managed. Food, you put a timetable. Maybe I'll put food early in the morning and late in the evening. Okay, so you have intensively managed the aquaculture. And then the other point says fish farm. It's a location used to grow population of aquatic organisms. An area whereby it's only fish that is being reared. Anything to do with aquatic simply means water. Okay, so if you find a fish farm, just think of fish. Don't again think about a goat or anything else. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
The Xavier, read for us number 5 and number 7, up to number 7.
Fish hatchery, one form of fish managed with intention of resupplying native wild populations in natural environment. Water quality. This is the characteristics of water, such as water temperature and contamination, which define its ability to sustain life and its purity from chemicals. Culture tanks, artificial holding area used to rear fish farm. Fish husbandry, the breeding and rearing of fish for a variety of reasons.
Very good, thank you. Fish hatchery. You hatch just like hatching eggs. There are people who have invested in the business of hatching chicken eggs. Even here, you invest in hatching fish eggs. Okay, you manage the fish from the young stage with intentions of resupplying native wild population in natural environment. You hatch them and then you take them to the pond. That's the meaning of fish hatchery. Yes, please. Becky, are you saying something?
No, Master.
Okay. And then the other point says water quality. This is the characteristic of water, such as water temperature, contamination, which determine its ability to sustain life and its impurities from chemicals. When you have your pond and you keep on putting water inside, keep on putting feeds inside the pond, you keep on putting other chemicals, maybe fertilizers, such that the planktons grow, the water will become dirty. When the water becomes dirty, it does not sustain the life of fish. So you have to make sure that water quality is maintained. And then number 7, culture tanks, artificial holding areas used to rear fish. farm stock. You get there. Have you ever been in Entebbe fisheries?
No,
No?
master.
No, Entebbe
No.
fisheries.
No.
Master.
It is one of the government enterprises or organization which handles anything concerning fish. They grow fish, they rear fish, they sell fish of different types. So if it wasn't because of this lockdown, always before you sit for your Form 6 series exams, you always have time to go for tours, to tour such areas, because it enlightens you the more. So besides that, we can still continue. These are tanks. You get a tank and then they cut it halfway. You put in water and you create all necessary conditions for fish to multiply and to survive. That is a culture tank. And another point, fish husbandry, the breeding and rearing of fish for a variety of reasons, for many reasons, just like animal husbandry, crop husbandry. Is this page clear?
Yeah.
Yes, master.
Okay. And then here we have other terms. Read for us, Becky, the first four.
In vitro fertilization. Artificially fertilizing fish eggs in a laboratory setting. Fish meal. Commercially processed food used in fish farming.
Yes, continue.
As a source
Hello?
of protein for fish immediately after. Hello.
Yes, please continue.
Fry. The developmental stage of fish immediately after the larval stage at an age of fingerling. Developmental stage of fish following the fry stage and continuing into another week. Yearling. Developmental stage of fish following the fingerling stage and lasting until approximately 1 year of age.
All right, thank you. So, in vitro fertilization is the artificial fertilizing of fish eggs in the laboratory setting. You remove them from water and take inside the lab. Good enough, all of you you do biology and you are very good scientists. So maybe tomorrow when you go and purchase an agricultural course or science course, you'll be exposed to these things in reality, whereby you do most of the work in the lab. So we have to make sure that you have this knowledge at the back of your mind. To some people, it may look like a surprise. How do I take fish to the lab? Okay. So the other is fish meal, commercially processed food used in farming as a source of protein for fish. Examples of fish meal you can find whereby we have bone. Bones are crushed to form a meal. You can find when they have crushed maize bran, and is given to fish as a source of protein. Even mukene itself is also crushed to provide a fish meal to the fish. A fry is a young one of fish. Okay, a fry is a young one of fish. It's a developmental stage of fish immediately after the larval stage at an age of a fingerling. A fingerling is the young stage. Just like you, there is when you are an adult, then there's when you are a youth. So even these fish have a cycle. A developmental stage of fish following the fry stage and continues into another week. When they are still young, 1 week old, if you found it, you could say maybe this is a frog. Okay. Yelling, developmental stage of fish following the fingerling stage and lasting until approximately 1 year. This simply shows us that the life cycle of fish is very long. Some of you have ended up consuming a fry in form of mukene. Have you eaten mukene before?
Yes. So Master, won't tell me that mukene, if they leave it, it can grow and become a big fish.
It could grow, but there are specific types of fish which don't increase in size. Like mukene. Mukene is mukene, but sometimes you find people getting these small fish. There is a fish, and then there is a tilapia, and then there is a small fish where people, by the time they cook it, you're only chewing the bones. You're not chewing the meat of fish. Okay? So you are just eating everything without mercy. So a broodstock, fish of particular species, which are raised for reproduction purposes. When you have a specific type of fish, you keep it there such that you multiply it. You leave them to multiply up to the level you want, and then you sell off some, or you consume them. Fish kill, a description of the number of fish stock to die in a specific period of time. Because you know, there's a season whereby fish has to die. If it is a swamp, when dry season comes, the swamp dries up. When the swamp dries up, it simply means this fish is going to die because of inadequate water. When they lack food, when diseases attack the fish, when the predators attack the fish, they will die. And that's what we call fish kill. Contaminants, both natural and artificial materials, usually of high concentration, harmful to fish. For example, if you get acaricides are chemicals used to control ticks. If you drop it inside a pond, all the fish will die. If you use insecticides or pesticides, they will kill the fish because they are too concentrated. Is this page clear to everyone?
Yes.
Master, you have not talked about this diagram this side.
Okay, let us see how to get back to that. Okay, this one here. Hello, Becky.
That one. Yes, hello.
This
Master,
is
that
fish.
one.
You have never seen such
But
a
it
fish.
looks like a snake. No, I've not.
Xavier, have you ever seen such a fish?
I have, yes.
Yes. This type of fish exists in swamps and it's very delicious. Okay, so for you, which fish do you know? Becky?
Yes.
Becky? Which fish do you know?
Tilapia.
Maybe as we continue seeing the other diagrams, I will tell you the one I know.
Okay, even this one is a type of fish.
It looks
Okay.
like mud
It looks like what?
fish.
Like a person?
Muddy fish.
Mad fish.
Mm.
Okay. It is not. And then there is this one here. This one here where the pointer is. Becky, have you seen such a fish?
Master, I only know. No,
So we have
I've only
different
seen this other type.
This one here.
That one. Yes, only that one.
Okay. So
But
that's why we
Master, let me
study.
ask you a question.
You ask.
Do people eat this other fish? This other fish?
This one here.
Where are the first? Yes.
Yes, it is eaten and it's very sweet.
Eh,
And very, very delicious.
Master, for me, if they serve that one, I can't eat.
My friend, you want to miss protein.
No, Master, you just the thing looks like a snake.
Of course, it looks like a snake, but for us, we consider the values inside. When you chop it and cook it and put in Reiko and everything, my friend, it's very nice.
Wow, for me, I will miss those proteins.
Okay. So let us look at the importance of fish. Sylvia, read for us the importances of fish farming. Why should we rear fish?
It is a good source of proteins and minerals.
Okay.
It is a good source of employment.
Yes.
It is a source of foreign exchange after exporting them.
Yes.
Source of income to fish farmers. It makes fish available nearby when reared in ponds. It helps the farmer to diversify his or her income. It's a source of animal feeds, e.g. fish meal.
Oh, all right, thank you. So number one, it's a source of proteins and minerals. When you eat fish, you gain a lot of proteins into your body and you look healthy. And then the other point says it is a good source of employment. There are people who are specified in fish keeping and they have been able to earn lots of money. Okay, and then the other point is a source of foreign exchange after exporting. Source of foreign exchange, source of government revenue, okay, and so many more. It's a source of income to the farmers. After selling off their fish, they could sell off the fish in form of the fish meal. They can even be able to attract the community and they make demonstrations to them and people pay charges to visit the farm. People pay money such that the farmer gets some income. And then the other point says it makes fish available nearby. When reared in ponds, you can easily access fish. If there are no ponds, if there are no places where they are rearing fish from, what would happen? Maybe we could be importing fish from other countries. So we are saved of that burden if we practice fish keeping, fish farming. And then the other point says, it makes the farmer to diversify his or her income. If you're a farmer and you practice agriculture on a large scale, you could be growing crops, you could be rearing animals, you could be having chicken or rearing fish. So in case the dry season comes and the crops don't yield to your expectation, you miss out. The crops dry from the garden, you have the ability to sell your fish. Or if a disease comes and sweeps off the poultry, all the birds die, what will happen? You will not be able to have a total loss. You can still survive from another enterprise of fishing or animals, like the cows. You can sell them or get their milk and sell. So that's what we mean by diversification on the farm. And then the other point says, it is a source of animal feeds, like poultry. They enjoy the crushed fish, the fingerlings, okay, which boosts their body immunity and encourages proper growth. Becky, read for us the advantages of fish farming.
Advantages of fish farming. It can be practiced on limited land. It is a cheap and good source of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. It makes proper use of land which is not suitable for crops or livestock production. It reduces dangers associated with fishing in rivers, lakes, etc. It provides an easy and cheap source of fish instead of going to rivers or lakes. Farmers can economically control the type and number of fish in a pond. The market for fish and fish products is widely available. Then the fish fetch high incomes for the farmers.
All right, thank you. Point number 1 says, you can use very limited land to practice fish farming compared to cattle production or dairy production. For cattle production, you may need a very big chunk of land such that you are able to put there the grazing grounds, the areas where the animals sleep, and the rest. So for the case of this, you don't require all that. You can have 1 acre as long as you have water available. So does not require much land. And then the other says, it is cheap and good source of proteins. Now you can ask yourself, if you cannot afford tilapia, you cannot afford any other type of fish, you can buy mukene and you get proteins. As simple as that, and minerals. It makes proper use of land which is not suitable for crop or livestock production. The hilly areas which have a lot of rocks, don't favor cattle production because it does not allow growth of pasture. Areas which have underground rocks don't favor growth of crops. So you can use such areas to do fish farming. It reduces dangers associated with fishing in rivers and lakes. Some of you even fear water, fear entering into a boat. So all those risks of boat capsizing and maybe crocodiles swallowing you from there are reduced. Because if you have your pond, you are the one who made it. You know the meters which are deep down there, just like how you construct a swimming pool. You know everything concerning your pond. So it reduces such chances of danger. And then the other point, it provides an easy and cheap source of fish instead of going to rivers. If you have your pond next to you, you don't need again to board long distances looking for fish. You just get your fish from the pond. Or you don't need to go to the market. And then the other advantage is farmers are economically control the number and type of fish in the pond. There is something we call the stocking rate in fish farming. A total number of fish which is required inside a pond. When you construct a pond which is supposed to take 500 fish, and then you put in only below that number, let's say 20, that one does not affect much. But if you put 1,000, yet you are supposed to contain 500, there's going to be a lot of competition. These fish will end up even eating one another. So you have to regulate the number and then the specific type of fish. Like you now, Becky, you have said you cannot eat such a fish which looks like a snake. So if you're a farmer, you have to know the specific type of fish that you need to rear inside your ponds. The second last point says the market for fish and fish products is widely available. There are very few people who don't eat fish. And fish is used is eaten in different forms. You can decide to cook it, you can decide to just deep fry it, you can decide to sun dry it, and then you do anything on it. Okay? So there's an available market. The fish fetch. Fish, high income for the farmers. Farmers are able to get bigger amounts of money in fish compared to other enterprises. And they put in less. Okay, so those are some of the advantages of fish farming. Is this page clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, master.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So these species exist here in Africa also, like gray mullet, cobia, milkfish.
Some of them don't exist within our localities because they have different conditions which favor their growth. Okay?
Oh, no.
Yes. Okay. Here we're going to look at the different species that we have in Uganda, the ones which are reared in Uganda. Okay.
Yeah.
Sylvia, read for us the first three.
One is tilapia. It belongs to the family Cicadea. It grows quickly in the pond. It is resistant to many diseases, breeds well, and can adapt easily to temperature change in the pond. It has a better taste compared to other fish, and it has the highest demand on the market. Secondly, catfish. It has the ability to breathe and remain alive even after the pond has dried. It can withstand high temperatures in the water. It can feed on variety of foods in the pond: egg, snail, worm, and fish. It can be kept in very shallow water, can be kept together with tilapia in the same pond. Then
Okay. It's okay. Thanks so much. So
Welcome.
tilapia is the most common type of fish that we have in Uganda. Okay, and it has high demand. Most people like it. I believe it's the one which you have been seeing and you are familiar with than the catfish.
Yes.
But also the catfish plays the same role as the tilapia. Okay, so I beg we stop here for today, and then we shall catch up from this page. Is it okay to everyone?
Yeah, it's all right.
So please do the
It's
assignment
fine.
and forward it.
Okay.
Make sure
Okay.
that you type it.
Okay.
Yes.
But
type
master,
it and
for me, I don't have the means of typing.
you don't have. Okay, use any
No, I
means
don't.
which is available. Okay.
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 Yes.
Have a blessed day.
Likewise, master.
Likewise.
What is on?